doubled up letters, the shadda, gemination. Okay, so we're going to talk about something some people call doubled up letters. In English they call it gemination, and it happens when a spoken consonant is pronounced for a longer period of time, and in Tajweed this is done for a count of 1.5. So let's explain it in English first. So in English we've got 3 examples here. We've got calm man, black coat, this sight. Now what happens here in English is that the last sound of the first word effectively merges into the second sound of the second word. Sorry, the last letter in the first word merges with the first letter of the second word. Okay, and if we take the third example, it's very clear. It's this sight, and you'll notice that when you say it, you hold the S slightly longer, and you've effectively made it one S. And this is the same sort of principle we're going to use in Arabic. So in Arabic it's known as the shadda, and it happens within certain words, and when you do the gemination or the doubling up across words, it's normally known as merging or idgham, and we'll cover this under some other lessons. So now we know it's called the shadda in Arabic because there's a certain symbol that's known as the shadda, and we hold the length of the doubled up letter for a count of 1.5 counts in relative to the single vowels. Okay, and here we have the noon and the meme with the shadda sign on it, and this will be known as the noon mushaddad and the meme mushaddad. Okay, now what we've got here is the noon with the shadda sign, and we've got different combinations of it with a fatha, a kasra and the dhamma. And the reason we're showing this is just because of certain differences in the script. Now if you have the noon with the shadda and the fatha is above the shadda. With the dhamma is always above the shadda. Now with the kasra it can change. In certain scripts the kasra sits directly underneath the shadda, and in certain scripts they put the kasra under the letter itself, but essentially it's still under the shadda. So either way, both of these examples where we have the kasra, they're the same. It's just written slightly differently. So we're going to do a breakdown of the shadda just to explain what's really going on. So when you have a noon with a shadda and a fatha, this is actually equivalent to having a noon which is sakin plus a noon with a fatha. When we have a noon with the shadda and a kasra, it's equivalent to having a noon with a sakin followed by a noon with a kasra. And when we have the noon with the shadda and the dhamma, we have the equivalent of a noon which is sakin followed by a noon which has a dhamma. So now we're going to look at the pronunciation. So here we have a word which is inna. So this is equivalent to the hamza with the kasra followed by a noon sakin, which gives you the in, followed by a noon with the fatha, which gives you na. But instead of saying in and then taking a break and saying na, we join it together. We do the doubling up. We say inna, inna, and we hold the noon for a count of 1.5. Okay, so it's inna. And the timing is very important, and your tajweed teacher will check that whenever you see a shadda, under normal circumstances, it's held for a count of 1.5. Okay, and this in English could be equated to saying something like in Nigeria. Okay, now when you have the letter with the shadda, because it essentially is the letter with a sakin at the beginning, it must be preceded by a sound from another letter. So in the case of inna, the noon sakin is preceded by the hamza with the kasra, and that's all within one word, which is quite straightforward. Now the next case we've got here is we have min followed by another word which is rizqi. Now there's a certain rule which is taking place here. However, the ra with the shadda and the kasra has within it a ra which is sakin and a ra which is with a kasra. So the ra which is sakin must join to a sound before, and the only sound we've got before is the mim with the kasra, because the noon in the min is actually sakin as well. So you join the mi sound directly to the ra which is sakin. So essentially we have the sound of mirri, mirri, and we've got the double up sound. So if we hold it for 1.5, it would be mirri. Okay, so the rule there is that you've got to join it to whatever sound precedes it, whether it's in the same word or whether it's in another word. And this we'll learn later is something called idgham, and it's covered under a different lesson. Okay, and that's a brief introduction to the doubled up letters.